Hi, back again, we start. So, this we already did. Last thing was that one that we work on. So we look here, we tap what we need, and we only wanted to save the basics from there. So that means that we simply that our bevel and such more, and we don't need that. We only need the basic structure. So for that we take here on each part only one word, so that we get a flat low poly base mesh, and then we can make them more less words. So Shift D simply, and then P to separate the selection. Then we can normally move them away, and we should see here our words. We now connect them with F. That here we can merge together at center. That here was the big one. So F to close. That here complete F to close. That here 2 and that 2. Good, only we need the depth for that. That means we extrude them to the Y. So we got that. Then here we need the unwrap. So we simply take all of them and say here mark seam. But we don't need here in the back these faces. So we can take here this face X, only faces, and that we can do with all back sides. Good, that is the low poly. We unwrap that simply, and it looks nearly good. Object, apply rotation scale. Set the origin to geometry, recalculate the normals, remove the doubles, and clean up delete looses. All checked already, so we can move it to the fourth layer. We're on the fourth layer, we have them now here, and join them together with the rest. We have 1262. Normally that is too much in yet. The original has 13,000, but it is too much. So, but we go here that we have cleared, so we can delete that part there. That is the rest we have. Yeah, we can take here this whole stuff, but that, let's check here what is what. The stone 2, so we select stone 2, that's all stone 2. That is good, but we separate that selection, that we only have them left, and move them one layer forward to the 7th layer, go there, and we make it as before. We only pick the front words, or in this case we can select the faces, that is faster. So we simply select inverse and X delete words, X delete edges. Wow, now I'm very scared here. Why he deletes that all there? Good, we make it out of the way. We take the front and Shift D and P to separate the selection. That was it. So that we can move away and X delete, and we take that A to select all, extrude to the Y. Done. We have to mark them all seam. Then you unwrap. See that directly functions, but there he will that we apply the rotation scale again. We set the origin, that we recalculate the normals, remove the doubles, and clean up the delete losers. Here's the same, we can delete the back faces, so we can click them here, X, only faces, and they are open. That is enough. This is checked, so move to the fourth layer. You go there and join that together. Don't know what's that. Oh, that was the window. Okay. So we only have here the class and yeah, this part. There is nothing to optimize, so we only can here unwrap that, and that is all. It has a negative unwrap scale, so better apply them new and move to the fourth layer and join them together. So far so good. I think here comes this window normally in again. Yes. So we can take here such of these windows. Oh no. That is the reason why I did that. Shift D to move to the fourth layer and bring it here into this top roof part. So we have that. Here we need the class then there. So that is simply that. There is nothing to do. Can unwrap them. It has a negative blah blah. So again, apply them. Now it should be unwrapped. Wow, very small, but they are unwrapped. Maybe they are not together. They are together. Here it's important that it has a depth with complete closed back and front, because class has an IOR, and that you need for that. Good. So mark seam it maybe, then better unwrap, yes, and it is better. Good. So we move that to the fourth layer too. Now we have done this roof thing there complete. but we see we must bring it here more in front or such. So we bring it more in front and more up, and then we should have it. Good. This material should be that class material for sure. So class house assign. Then we join that together. So we have built that top part there. We only have to make a second one to place it there. The only problem by that is that we need the absolute correct position for that, not 1 millimeter left or right. Then you have a problem later with the low poly texturing. But we see. Shift D, P to separate the selection. Now we have them. I move that to the first layer and bring it now to fit with this correctly, and then move it back to the fourth layer so the position is absolutely correct, and join that together. A window we need there too, so Shift D, place it there too, and join that all together. The first window isn't in there, so we join that together. Good, we have done all that. File, save. Now the only thing that is left, it's around the windows and the class behind that things there. So that means we have to get here all the stone stuff and take them for the other windows there. And there's the same, we need absolute positions, no nearly positions. So that means we have to Shift D and P separate the selection. Now we should have them singular, and M to move on the first layer, go to first layer, and here we can select the absolute position. Shift D, place one there too, and Shift D, place one down there, and one Shift D there. Good. Then we can move them to the fourth layer. Fourth layer. So look what we got there. Are they there? They are there, but a little in the back. So we have to bring them front. So we have to join them with the house too. So we join that all together and with the house together. So we have the complete house. We make now an unwrap again. You see that I'm now wired the one over the other and such. That comes because we didn't use things in, but we doesn't make a new unwrap, so he don't know where should I put it. So we have to object, apply the rotation scale, set the origin to geometry. Then we make a new unwrap, and now he has placed it all on good sides. You see how many faces that are? Real much. We recalculate it all again. We remove the doubles again. 10. Mesh. Delete losers. They found some. It's every time good to check that again. I save it as the version 3. Good. Last thing we have to do there is this candle stuff and the things down under there. So here that all we can delete. That we have to do. That here is done, and the windows are done, so we can delete that and complete. So the problem by such round stuff is it has very much words. So I p separate that here, then I move that to the 6th layer, go to the 6th layer. When we now see what we have here 200 words only for that. That is too much. In a game that is nearly like a cube, so 4 words or 6 words to get to simulate some round one, because you have the smooth shader and that imitates round stuff. So what we do here, we will select each second one and delete them, so that we have less words. We will see how much we can reduct there. So at the moment we have 200, and now we delete here the edges. And we have words 200 again. Oh, that's not true. We go back. I must check that. So now we have $200. When I kill them, but without the top and the down part here, we can dissolve, I think, dissolve edges. Yes, and now we have 180. So that's what I mean. And that here too, and that too, and that. So dissolve edges. So we have now 5 counted one, and we have the half of words, but the look is absolutely the same because of the smooth shader. If we take a flat, then you will see it. Then you see it's awful. But when you take here shading, then it looks like round stuff. Good, so that is optimized, but here we have to mark seams too. So the top ring and the down ring, and one line where we don't see later that the textures come together. So that line here, mark seam. Then we have to object, apply the rotation scale again, and all this stuff, set origin. So much each time there. I should write a tool for that or such, and I don't have to do that anytime again. Yeah, so we have done that all. We can now unwrap that. I see it looks here a little bit wired, so I must check that we have here applied rotation scale. Yeah. Then it is what it should be. I don't understand it, but okay. Normally that has to be straight. Okay, but it is like this, so we let it like it is. So we move that to the fourth layer 2 and join that with the house. File, save. 2600. That's very too much. So we have these rings and the rest there. So I think we take all the silver stuff. So simply get here one face, it's metal, select all metal, and P separate that. So we have only that left. Move that to the 7th layer or 6th layer or whatever. And then we are here. And here we have the same problem. First problem is that there are too many words and we have the double lines there. Double lines are good for sharp edges or such, but not in this case, so we can dissolve them there. And each second one we can select all and then select checker deselect. Then he automatically tries to select some of them, but it isn't as good as you see here. There we make it other way. Here we can, oh, they are not even, okay, but we only want here the edges. So we go here through, that we only have marked that, and when we now select checker deselect, we take each second one. So dissolve edges, that is left, that is enough. That we have to do here all with this stuff there. First we dissolve this sharp edge stuff there that you need when you have a subdivision surface on a mesh or so. Then you can sharpen up here the edges with these loops there, but in this case we don't need that. Good, we have cleaned them, but here we have also to do this stuff with the here. So select, checker deselect, dissolve edges. Next one, C circle selection, select, checker deselect, dissolve edges. Here's a circle selection good, you can move around here simply through that mesh. Yeah. Checker deselect, dissolve edges. I hope there's the last one here. So I think that was it. Yeah. So that is done. File, save. Why I don't copy that? You say maybe that is faster or array that, but the position is the problem. You need the absolutely position, and that you don't get by copying and move it by hand. You see that here has 1400 words. You must imagine that. That is, wow, very, very too much. So we now have here to get the outer line here. Before we do that, we dissolve this stuff here. Then that is our base mass in that part here. We can dissolve that. And then we have to do the same as before. So we can take here with background selection, circle selection, and mark here all the lines, but only from this thing here, and then take the checker deselect and dissolve them. So now we have to do some with that stuff here. So we try it again. See circle selection. The only problem is that he marks the width, but when you hold the middle mouse wheel and go over it, you can disable that. Then you have exactly what you want. So here we take the checker deselect also, and you see it works, but not on each side. I see that is a problem. So we must make it here one time manually. Yeah, the checker deselect is good, but you must work a long time with them to get exactly that what you want there, and so we dissolve it by hand. Normally that is all too much, so I think we can dissolve another time. So we can take here again all the stuff and take a checker deselect and dissolve edges. So that looks better. That's real rough and less words. The same we have to do then here. So we take maybe that one, not that, and dissolve them. Now we have here real rough stuff. The only thing that I see there, now when the shader is on, shading, it looks round, not completely round, but when you look in games, you will see how awful they look, yeah. And here from the distance, you don't make a difference there. You don't see the difference there. So L, we select that, Shift D, we place it now over them. Then I select the other one, and then I can delete the other one. So that is left. So that one, Shift D, I place them now all over there. Here one. Sure, you can now try it with the array, but then you must work really exactly. Without that, you get later great problems. things. So I trust my hand better than such things there. Because of that, I make it manually. Good. Now we can delete here the high poly things. That you shouldn't mark. So that one. Okay. So that is nearly the result. We have 290, not 1000, but we are not finished. You see it here. Here we have to do the check and deselect again. So select, check and deselect, back, dissolve edges, and once again check and deselect and dissolve edges. So that looks like round stuff. It isn't round stuff, but we have 200 then, not 1000. So we can move them. Oh no, we have to unwrap that correctly. That is another stuff. So we have to take here this top and low part. From each. And then when you have round things, top and the low part, and then one cut through, so you can open up it like a metal dose or something, metal box or something. It needs this little cut between there. To open up that into the correctly. So mark that seam. Wow, here was a little bit much, I think. But that is okay. That we need also, and that one. So that is good. We have the top lines. It's okay. Here is the same. We only need one that goes through there to get there a better result. Yeah, surely it's better when you think for such when you model, then you don't have the problems in the back like I am. But fast modeler, I said it last time too, so I will see fast some bullet stuff. Then you can't think sometimes for all these little creepy things. And yeah, so I have to work later than the other by building. And all the stuff that you do often, times again and again and again, that are things that profis don't do. They know exactly which tool can help to do such, or how to make not this errors. so don't get them, and because of that they are very faster than we are. So you should find your way to optimize your work. Good. Object, apply rotation scale. When we now take here an unwrap, you see how cool that looks. Good. We move that to the fourth layer too. And join that together. So we all have done that. After each change you have to apply the rotation scale, don't forget that. And unwrap again, because he overlays that now. And now he has sorted that into the other stuff there. Good. We have that house, I think, completely built. Oh no, here that takes much words, yeah. Delete that. You see each of these stones is beveled. This has 1400 words that here. And we have to do that with less, much less, to get there a half-ways looking good count. So I go here to solid mode to see better. And we now take here, think, nearly the half of them. So that one, that is really the maximum. Normally that is too much too, but that is the minimum I want to use. So P to separate that selection. I have it here. I move it to the 7 layer there. Go to the 7 layer and simply connect that stuff with F we close. Then that here. And close this whole stuff. So that has less words than before, and when you take the add split on or something else, and from the distance you will see that, so who cares about that shit there. We don't need the back face, so we can let that go. Good. That one should be our base mesh for that. See the shading arrows. We can recalculate the normals here, that helps a little, but the other you must make here loops in to get that away. Or you say it should be flat, but sometimes some parts are not flat. These parts are flat, so we can say flat. Then you get that you only can make here with the loops done, or with an add split, but an add split makes the double of the words. So I will let that here smoothed, and it looks like it looks good. I move it back to the 3rd layer, I think. Yes. Now I have to double them. So object, apply rotation scale, set the origin to geometry. Shift D, place one there, the other one there, and now I try it with the array. There are many of them. So modifier, array modifier. We take a high count and then we move. So it's between 1500 and 600, so we take 1550. That's a little too less, you see there. So 580. That looks better, but the distance comes then from that side, so we need 70. That looks nearly good. We must see how long that really is. There, 22. Okay. I apply that and move that to the fourth layer. Also here my supermodel there. Good. So I can kick that here all. Oh, that I must move to the fourth layer. So we see we have here shading errors. So we recalculate the normals. Then that ones should be joined and joined to the rest. So we have that, and we again recalculate, and here's something wrong. I think we must flip that direction. Yeah, and then it's done. Good. So the house in base is done. That is no low poly house as you mean. You see it because it has many words. That is a middle poly house. 3000 words is much, but better than the high poly house with 13,000. That is a little difference. So it comes the next part, that is to get here the textures correctly, and then we bake that stuff. So how we do that? We simply give them the materials that it needs. So we click here the roof and give them the roof material, roof tiles, assign. You see that goes directly, and he puts it automatically there where our texture from the whole house is. So we can't scale here or move here something on, then all is destroyed. So at last we apply here again the rotation scale of it. We recalculate all. We remove the doubles. We clean up the losers. And then we apply the rotation scale again. And then an unwrap last time. Now you see here is the roof part. When I now click here, that are these parts that we can bake then later. So we can't scale here to get here the tiles correctly. We must do it here in the node editor that it fits. That is the difference between from view or you work with normal unwrap. So to get here the texture scaled, we need here the mapping. So we have input, the texture coordinates we need, then add mapping, that's vector mapping, Then we connect UV with the vector. We say to the texture and vector to our image. And now I can scale here this stuff. So when we take here 2, see that goes bigger. And when we take here 0.1, then it goes less. You every time need this both to get the result. And you see that looks good. We can let that. Here you see the rotation of the texture is wrong. So not move here. That you can do only when you unwrap from view, not when you do unwrap. But you must turn it here in rotation. Oh yeah, we have a great problem here. Because all move with them. And I really don't know in the moment how to change that without change that. Here we go on. The rest. So we have here that wall material. Here's the same. Don't move the wall. We have to do it here in the scale. So when we go here to 0.1, you see the stones appears there correctly. That is okay. Here is some error. Don't know what that is exactly. I removed that one time. And then I build it new. Good, have to close. You to unwrap. Let me trans an arrow in. That's not fine. Good, but who cares? Here we have that front and his note, I hope. Yeah. Here we need also that vector mapping and the texturing. So Control C to copy that, go to the shop material, Control V to plug it in and connect it with the image. See what happens. He tries to tile that all the times. That you can say don't do that here with minimum maximum. Then you say it should only be 1. And now you only must position them correctly. And then you will see you have the correct one. There it is. So we go here. That is to the side. We have to scale them up and then move them a little to the sides, and now we have it. That's it. So we have done that what we normally do here with scale, and that goes fast. That you must all do here when you unwrap normally. Good. So I think we have nearly done all. File save. I only want to try here and fast render. The house looks good. The only problems are really that here. The only thing I can imagine why that is so, that is because the word count here is other than there, because of this cutters there. So we bring this cutters through the whole object. So that means we cut there too. So we take a knife, bring it simply there and spacebar to cut, and then we unwrap again and we will see that failure is gone or not. So you unwrap again. Now the failure is there and there. Yeah, it needs to cut it in the whole direction. So it means there and there too, and here. So we have to again object apply rotation scale and you unwrap. Now you see here it is a clean one, here that isn't, because we must cut here also true. So from that point to that point, spacebar to cut, knife from there to there to cut, and from here see it, all lines that come from here have to go through there. So we product some words. So now we can here also you unwrap, and it looks better. Good. File, save. So we have now here hundreds, no, not hundreds, but many materials that all must be in the memory. So you see here the memory of the computer is in the moment 108 megabytes in them, because we have that material in the RAM. So because of that we want to bake all these textures on this picture we done at the start. That was this something with bake, I think, or UV0 map. Yeah, that is the map, 2000 map. And we want now to bake that stuff. When you want to bake, you have to done that here. Then you must get each material and plug there that image, that black image in. So that means add texture, image texture, and UV max door there. That you must open, and it must be highlighted, so it must be yellow and clicked on. Then Control C to copy, and we go to each material, Control V, plug it in, click on. It's important that it is selected. That is the mark for him, that he should select this material and bake it. When it is not highlighted, he don't bake that. So we have done that all. So we can click here on render, file, save, and now we can say here bake, and there are different options to bake. You can only bake the glossy, or only the emitting, or only the shadows, but we want complete all, so we take combined. And then we bake. You see here texture baking, and now he plugs each texture from here onto this picture, so all materials are baked then to that one picture. So we only need one picture to texture the complete house. I hope I don't made an error, because normally select to active, but I think that is when you have two objects. We will see. And you see that takes a long time, because he has many parts where he must plug textures on. And now you see he baked all the stuff to that picture, with shadows, with all the stuff. That means the whole house is now in that one texture. And you see, as smaller a texture, as lower is the quality. That means when you want to have a face, the face texture must be great and not small. Good, we save that now. You see the little star, that means we must save. Save image. It is saved. And now we can clean up the RAM. You see the memory is get down. We can now delete here from that house all these materials. So we have nothing on there as a white house. But now we say it should be a new material. It should be principal shader. And we say it should be an image. And now we take here our bake. That here's our bake. And the whole house is directly textured again. Don't ask me why that isn't baked. Only that should be baked. Yeah, but we have to make your roughness higher. Why he don't bake it? Because it wasn't clicked on. That is it. Yeah. So we simply should go back the best way. Let's look where we are. Here, that material is shop material. Here the texture is in. Control C to copy, and here's the shop material. Control V to plug that image in. And we don't see it here. Don't know why exactly. The position is there. It's minimum maximum. So we have to try again. This shop material. That's that here. We only see that in a moment. So if we have to move again. And it crashes. Wow, I don't need that really. But we have the also good thing is we have the baked stuff there, but only the rest and not with this shop texture in there. But you see, here is our baked texture. So my failure was only that I don't bake that with us. So, but the rest has a function, and we make the rest then in the next tutorial. So thanks a lot for watching. See you on the next. Bye.